Greetings to all Star Wars fans. There has been a slight lull lately, so there has been no news for a long time, as you know. But in just a couple of days, there was an announcement of a new TV series and some news on the third season of Mandalorian popped up as well. So let me update you on everything very quickly. I won't delay. Let's start with the most important and probably the most controversial. On May the 4th, Star Wars Day is celebrated. In recent years, Lucasfilm have been trying to release new projects on this specific day as a gift to the fandom. This year, in addition to the second season of the anime anthology Visions, they decided to release The Adventures of Young Jedi. This information was announced in the new issue of the Star Wars show. The animated series will unfold in the era of the High Republic. The plot is developing around the younglings that are just beginning to comprehend the ways of the Force. Let me remind you that this project is intended for a very young audience, and it is definitely not worth waiting for something serious from it. They also showed a couple of new footages, one of which is even containing Master Yoda himself, drawing of course such a poodoo, especially these enormous heads. The events of the High Republic unfold several hundred years before the first episode, and this is the first animation project dedicated to this period. And you know, of course, I understand that children will indeed like such a series, but the primary audience of Star Wars is still adults. Take even us, we fell in love with the universe precisely because of the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy, each of which was a profoundly thoughtful story in which there was a place for everything. Adventure, love, betrayal, drama, action, and so on. If we were shown such a cartoon as a child, would we be interested in Star Wars so much? I don't think so. Tom and Jerry would have sufficed. The era of the High Republic itself is quite interesting, and there are several pretty cool books on it in which it seems very gloomy because despite the rise, a real sunset occurs, since in all the books we are told about the awakening of ancient evil in the form of Dringia born by the dark side of the Force, and about Nihil's intergalactic scumbags. It is a pity that such an incomprehensible cartoon will become the first animation project for this era. Most of us fell in love with the same old Republic so much thanks to a serious and dark project as KOTOR. I even played it for the first time in the 2000s when I was about 10 years old. You got my point. Imagine the first film adaptation of KOTOR would be some kind of The Adventures of the Young Revan and Malak, and the cover will depict the great Sith Lords as kids with big heads. Just wow! But, well, as they say, bring it in and then we draw conclusions. Now let's talk about the third season of The Mandalorian. Less than a month is left before the release of the long-awaited sequel, so Empire magazine begins to actively share new shots and details about the series. Here's the first shot on the new cover. Bo-Katan, Grogu, and Din Djarin without a helmet, wielding a dark saber. Most likely, the brave Mandalorian will shine his face more for us, especially when Pedro Pascal is on such a wave of popularity after The Last of Us. Apparently, Lucasfilm decided to play on this moment. In the second frame, the same trio is still there, only Djarin is already wearing a helmet. As I've said in the past, they don't really look like enemies, despite the tension between them in the trailer. And the third shot is Bo-Katan at the helm of a fighter, apparently in the very moment when the jet evades the Imperial interceptors as shown in the trailer. The magazine also shared some plot details with us, which I'm going to read for you in the exact order right now. Number 1. Pedro Pascal said The Mandalorian Season 3 explores the world of Mandalore with a focus on their culture, heritage, rules and politics. 2. Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan says that this season will be very big, epic and different. 3. Now Djarin is the rightful owner of the dark saber, which haunts Bo-Katan. 4. The relationship between Bo-Katan and Din is not very simple, and Bo-Katan's complex past affects her decisions, which in turn will determine her future. Number 5. I have been living in the shoes of this woman for a very long time. I really know her. Her pain, it's my pain, Kathy tells the Empire magazine. Of course, we are looking forward to the third season and we hope that it really turns out to be an epic as was stated. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss the analysis of each series and the latest news on Star Wars. Thank you all for watching, and may the Force be with you.